Thank you for clicking on this video. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how I made these parathas. Welcome to my channel. I have my flour here, vegetable oil, salt, and some water to combine and mix the dough. So let me set this aside now. I'm just going to go ahead and pour the salt into this and then mix that together. I will now add about 2 teaspoons of the vegetable. Basically, I'll just pour about half of this in there. And then just crumble that into the dough until I feel no lumps. Now I'm going to pour some water into this gently. Some warm water. I forgot to mention that the water is warm, close to hot actually, but just so that it doesn't burn my hand. Knead that into the dough gently. A little bit more. You just keep adding some water until you're happy with the texture. You don't want it to be too stiff that you're struggling to knead, and then you don't want it to be too soft that it's all sticky on your palm and taking forever to knead. So yeah. And some more water. Notice how I'm using it to just gather the dough, the flour from the sides. So we're almost there, just a little more now, and yeah, that's good. So I'll knead that into the dough. I think that's just right now. I will now transfer this onto my work surface and knead it properly. So transfer this onto the work surface. I've cleaned this and knead for about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to fold it over and knead. Fold it over and just do that continuously for about 15 minutes. It's still a bit stretchy and sticky, so I'm basically kneading it until I get rid of that. I'm going to sprinkle some flour onto the surface and my palm just to help it. So knead that into. So the longer I knead this dough, the less sticky it's going to be. So if you notice that you've kneaded for like 5 minutes and it's still really sticky, you might want to just add some more flour to your surface. All right, so about 2 more minutes and I'll be done. Okay, so the dough is ready now. I'm just going to transfer it back into the bowl and then grease it with some vegetable oil just to prevent it from sticking to the surface. Cover it with a cling film and set it aside for about 20 minutes. I plan to make 4 parathas from this. Now I'll just simply cut it into 4 equal parts. So there I have it. Now I'll simply sprinkle some flour. Then with my rolling pin, roll it out into circles. Not perfect circles at this point, just circles first. Rub some vegetable oil onto it. So I'll just roll it up like this and then roll it up like this again to form like this shape. So I'll just do this for every single dough. All right, so I have rolled out the first part of the dough. I'm just going to roll every single round dough into the flat one. So please remember to constantly sprinkle flour onto your work surface as you're rolling your dough, just so it doesn't stick. You know, we're working with a lot of oil and just grease here. So I'm just going to keep turning it around as I roll, just so I can get as perfect a circle as I possibly can. I'll just roll it slightly bigger than the shape I actually want, in the size I actually want, because it's still going to shrink back up. So there we have it. That's my second one. Arranging it onto my tray here. So I'll also sprinkle some flour onto that tray, just for safety. My paratha doughs are ready. I'm just going to cook them now over the heat. I'm putting it on the lowest heat. Then I'll grease my pan with a little bit of vegetable oil. So if you have margarine or butter or ghee, you can always use that as well. Gently place the dough onto the hot surface. This is my favorite part, watching the paratha come to life. It's already changing color on this corner, so as soon as it all changes to this kind of darker brown, I'll flip it and cook the other side. I'll grease it now with some more vegetable oil. I'll prefer to use margarine for this, but I currently do not have margarine. and I was really craving this today, so this went right ahead to start it. So now I'll flip it over. That looks good. So I'm just gonna grease it around with some more vegetable oil. I don't want to put too much, so let me not be too generous with it. All right, so this is done. Ooh, I love it. I'll take it off, and I will just cover it up like this, just to preserve the texture. So I'll keep doing this as I'm adding more layers to it. So there we have it. Our parathas are ready. If you haven't tried parathas before, you totally should. You can eat this with fried egg. Just put your eggs in there and roll it up. You can eat it with sausage. Like, this is basically bread, and it just goes with so many things. But today, I'll be making it with a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.